The comeback. What's going on, guys? Welcome to the video. And today I'm gonna get deep, dark, and personal and vulnerable with you guys and some never heard before, never seen before background about my story and where I come from and how I am the man I am today. Okay, so this is for guys who are in a season of growth right now, or are stuck or felt these feelings. I'm gonna break this down of how I transformed in 6 months and how you can do it too. Okay, when I was scripting this video this morning at 5 a.m., like I woke up at 4:30, set my bed. I didn't know what I was gonna what content I was gonna post today. I had no idea, but I know how to get the video out. Took my cold shower and I started thinking in my head like nobody's here to save you. Nobody's here to save you as the cold water dripped down my back and down my fucking neck. I was shivering. And I was thinking in my head, nobody's here to save you. I didn't want to take a cold shower, but I had to. All right. It was raining outside this morning at 4:30. Guess what? I went outside while the rain's cold, it's sticky, it's wet. I got in that ground and I did my push-ups. My hands were fucking wet afterwards. I had grass on my hands. I took my shirt. I do push-up shirtless, so the rain hitting my body is all nasty and icky, but I still got it done. And then all throughout the morning in my head, nobody's here to save you. Nobody's here to save you. So when I started scripting my video today, I was scripting this video with that same thing in my head. Nobody's here to save you. And I literally cried halfway through making this video. Sitting at my desk, writing this shit out, going through my head about my past, and cried making this video halfway through. All right, so this is going to be a roller coaster ride for you guys. So definitely buckle in, take notes, come and give you guys some game too. Okay, so at the end of the video, I'm gonna break down my 5-step process, the same process that pretty much changed my whole entire life in 6 months. All right. Before I dive in, man, I want to say I appreciate you guys for liking, subscribing to the videos, and commenting. You guys push me to drop videos every fucking day, man. I see you guys in there. I love you guys, man. Definitely want to build the community stronger. Okay? So, let's talk about the beginning. All right, the beginning, the beginning, the beginning. So, if you guys don't know, at the very beginning, 14, 15, 16 years old, I weighed 112, 115 pounds all throughout, like from 14 to 21. I was the same weight, super skinny, scrawny, okay? Super skinny, scrawny, okay? So I turned from that guy to where I'm the best looking guy in almost any room I go to. The most confidence. I'm really sure of myself, and I just was able to body game max. I was able to, like internalization max my way throughout life. All right, to this point now. I'm gonna show you guys how I did that. Okay, but it wasn't just a physical, like it wasn't just physical. All right, it's not just about physical. It's more of an internal growth period that I had to go through, a complete lifestyle overhaul that I had to go through. Like I said, I literally cried making this video today. Thinking back in my past from 14 to like 24, those 10-year span, I was crying thinking about those years and all the experiences I went through, ups, the downs, all that shit. I cried, you know. So I'm gonna show you guys that overhaul. So if you ever felt worthless, invisible, if you ever felt unconfident, undisciplined, not consistent, unmotivated, this video is for you. All right, whether you felt that way in the past or you feel that way now. All right, this video is gonna be for you today. Okay, so I'm gonna break this shit down like nobody has ever done on YouTube. Okay, I'm gonna do something very, very different for you guys. Okay, so I'm gonna break down my points first and my pain points first. I'm gonna go through them one by one. Okay, so the first pain point that we're gonna talk about today is feeling invisible. Okay, feeling invisible. And I promise my handwriting is going to be better. All right, I promise my handwriting is going to be better. Okay, so one. Okay, so number one is feeling invisible. All right, feeling invisible. So like I said, started off at 112 pounds. I was very, very skinny as a kid. And, you know, obviously when you're that young, you don't really know what you have. Of course, in my early years, I played baseball. Then so for some reason, freshman year, I didn't play baseball. Even though I was good at it, I just didn't play it because my environment, things got to my head. People were leading me down the wrong path. I had friends who were getting into trouble, and I was around the wrong crowd. Peer pressure at 14 years old, that's normal. So I didn't play baseball. I had a gift. I didn't use it. Okay. I felt like I didn't fit in as a kid. They got, you know, guys in my neighborhood, walking miles to the store to 7-Eleven. I couldn't do that. My parents didn't let me like do all that. They knew it was best for me, but I wanted to go with the quote unquote cool kids. I wanted to walk, to 7-Eleven, walk on the highway and do dumb shit. So that's what I wanted to. That's why I rebelled at an early age. I always felt invisible, and I always felt like nobody understood me. And really, in reality of that, I didn't understand myself. All right, so quick story. All right, there was this girl in high school. She's like my high school crush. She was like, she was light skinned. Let's call her P. Her name begins with P. I'm not gonna say names, but she was light skinned. She had braces. Like high school, like my first high school crush. This was like ninth grade. My first high school crush. And she dated a guy who was like a basketball player on a team. That type of shit. I promise it's real shit. It's not a movie shit, but that's really what happened. She was dating the guy, basketball team, and that broke up. Boom, that happened. But I was literally thinking about her every day in class. I was like, we had a class together. I was always thinking about her. Like anytime she would sit next to me, I was like, okay, this is my chance. This is my chance. Like how like in high school you get the paper, do you pass it to your partner? Like every time I would get the paper, pass to her, and try to make eye contact, she would look at me, and I knew I had a chance, but I didn't have the confidence. All right. So fast forward, a couple of weeks go by. She's into me now. She's like, okay, I don't know why, but I guess in my eyes, I do have good genetics for eye color. So she's into me now. So she's giving me hints and kind of like want to talk to me, getting close to me, and saying things to her friends. And at this moment, like her friends are kind of like, ew, why do you want this guy? Like, why do you want him? He dresses weird. Like back then, I had to wear uniform to school. So imagine me like some baggy ass khakis, a baggy ass shirt, no muscle, like literally baggy. I'm just skin and bone. So a baggy white collar polo shirt, some khakis, and some black shoes, like some bullshit Nikes. I don't know. So not the most appealing look. No facial hair yet, probably a mustache, and that's it. But in her friends were like, "Oh, you want to talk to this guy?" You know. And then one day she had a conversation with me and we was talking. I was very very nervous. I did not want to talk to her because I was so damn nervous. And when she actually started talking to me, I was like, "Oh shit!" I was sweating. Like how you get hot and then like your armpits start sweating, your back starts sweating, everything. Like that's how I felt that one day. It was like she started talking to me for the first time. I was like, "Oh shit!" I was talking to her, trying to keep a straight face, and trying to smile because I was always smiling anytime I would see her. So I'm trying not to smile. I'm sweating, doing this and that. And this is when I first got my phone. She said, "Yeah, you should text me. Here's my number." Boom. Like she literally had to force herself to give me her number, or vice versa, whatever. But I did not know what to say. I did not know how to ask for a number. I didn't know nothing. So I was like, okay, yeah, what's your number? I was like, okay, yeah, here's my number. And then she texted me XYZ. So that's how bad I was. That's how low confidence I was. I literally couldn't even ask a girl for her number. I couldn't even talk to her. I couldn't even make eye contact with her. Remember, this is like my first crush. But first crush. Alright? And fast forward, I was so scared to talk to this girl that I could not hold a conversation with her in person. That every time I seen her in the hallway or in class, like I would try my best not to make eye contact. I was so scared. I was like, I don't know if she liked me. I know she liked me, but I do want, I want her, but it's like I'm so scared, to the point where she kind of got frustrated and she was talking to a friend. I overheard it. And she was like, he just wants to text me. He's right there. Doesn't want to talk to me. Then I don't know. It was like, is he socially awkward? Like, what's wrong with him? So that was the beginning of like, damn. Okay, I gotta get more confidence. I gotta get more confidence. Like at the same time, I felt invisible, right? But it's funny because even she seen the potential in me before I did. Like Lily, that girl seen the potential in me before I did. So that was one of the first instances I knew that I had the potential, but I just didn't have it in me. I still felt invisible by certain things that went on in my life. Okay, so that's literally what happened. So pretty much that incident, I fumbled that went bad. Went throughout the years. I still stay awkward. Times passed. That never fluctuated. You know how things happen. But that was my first crush in high school. I couldn't get to the point where I can bring myself to talk to her. Because I just felt like a loser. I felt invisible. I felt like, oh, what is she gonna say? What is she gonna do? Like I was so scared of rejection. I wouldn't take the next step. So that's what drew me to say, okay, I gotta really start taking more chances. I gotta start taking more risks. You know. So that's literally what happened. Okay. And this is gonna bring me to my second point, which is being self-conscious. All right, not having my own identity and being self-conscious. Okay. Self-consciousness. Okay, self-consciousness. So I was always a guy who tried to find his identity in other people. Okay, I was that guy. If somebody was famous or somebody looked like me, people always say I look like a Meek Mill. I don't see it, but okay, Meek Mill or Big Sean. I got that a lot. So I was always trying to mimic my identity to how people say I look like. So I was always changing my hair. I was always changing my facial hair, cutting my beard, shaving my mustache off, trying to grow different stuff, trying to grow my hair out, get locks. I was never satisfied with the person I was in the inside. And it led me to try to change my appearance, change my clothes, change how I act, change how I talked. I was never actually truly being myself. Never. Never truly being myself. All right. And this led me through doing smoking weed and doing drugs. I was so willing to fit in, and I was so desperate to find myself that when I first got to JUCO, I played college baseball. So when I first got to JUCO, I never smoked, never drank at all. It wasn't until I got to junior college, like the first or second day of me being there, my roommates, we was hanging out, talking, playing video games, and one guy was asking like, "Yo, do you smoke?" I was like, "No, I never smoked ever in my life." And this is me not thinking, not trying to fit in, trying to be cool, and same time playing college baseball. I work my ass off to play college baseball. I'm finally at a nice college playing baseball for the a national ranked team who goes to the World Series every year. And I started smoking weed that day, first day. He said, "Oh yeah, smoke, man. Like, do you smoke? Okay, let's try it." I tried it one time, and that was like 2 3 years of me just smoking nonstop. Right? All because I couldn't say no to different things like weed, alcohol, drinking, smoking, trying to look cool, trying to pull girls, and that brought me to pretty much who did I really think I was? I was lost in the sauce. At the time when I should have just been focused on my athletics and my studies, I was focused on trying to pull women, smoking, trying to sell weed, trying to do a lot of the different things that I knew wasn't me. Why? Because that was cool back in high school. Because I knew back in high school, all the guys who smoked, all the guys who sold drugs, all the guys who were quote unquote cool, they got all the women. So me thinking with the same logical brain my first year of college, I'm like, oh, okay, let me do this. I'll get all the women if I just do this. Even though I'm a college athlete, so I don't have to do too much, but back then I didn't know. Back then I didn't know who I was. I didn't know what I had. I didn't know the gift I had back then. So that led me down the path of smoking weed, you know, eating bullshit food, having the munchies and eating Doritos at 2 o'clock at night, damn near almost failing out of that school because guess what? One teacher kicked me out her class because guess what? I didn't show up for like 5 days in a semester. Like in college, if you don't show up for 5 or 6 days, they could automatically like remove you. On like I think in JUCO and junior college they had that rule. I'm not sure if it's still in effect, but back then if you missed like a certain amount of days, like 4 more days, they can literally remove you from the class. And I almost had that happen to me because guess what? I didn't know who I was. I was self-conscious. I was trying to fit in. I was trying to be cool. I was trying to be a guy who, oh, smoke weed, yeah, this, that, look cool. It didn't work because that wasn't who I was. That wasn't who I was. Like I was always into thinking, psychology, like podcasts. Like I was always into researching different religions and figuring out exactly who I was and doing research the right way. Not shouldn't be experimenting with drugs or doing bullshit. So I got caught up in that. Like I said, my hygiene was trash. There'd be times where, I would go on 2 3 streaks in a row of me not sleeping some nights. Not getting the haircuts for 2 months at a time. Like you should have seen it back then, bro. My hair was insanely bad. Like imagine not having a haircut for 2 months, not shaving your facial hair. You know how bad that should look. I didn't know how to shave back then. I didn't know how to cut my face up. hair at all back then. So I was cooked. I was cooked. 2 months no haircut. Nutrition, eating frozen, the little hungry man dinners, eating that shit every night, not knowing how to cook, going out, spending money on Chipotle, spending money on hibachi, Panda Express. That was my diet back then as a college athlete. You see how the identity didn't match up to my goals? And of course, every guy who is a college athlete, they have dreams of, playing from JUCO to D1 or from JUCO to D1 to the pros. Everybody had those aspirations, but I was the same way, but my identity didn't match my aspirations. My identity didn't match my actions. That's the biggest problem that I had. Okay? So, first 2 years of college, I was obviously getting high rather than investing into myself. Why? Because I had no identity and no passion. All right? Red flag. All right? And this brings me back to the point when I was embarrassed. I literally became embarrassed for myself. But before I talk about the embarrassment in college, let's talk about the embarrassment in high school. Okay? All right. So number 3, we got embarrassment. Okay, so like I said, the high school embarrassment. So this is the part when I cried, skipping this video out. Literally, the bullying. I went through a lot of bullying in high school, especially in my 9th or 10th grade year. That was the part the most I got bullied ever. 11th, 12th grade wasn't bullying at all, but while I was underclass, 9th and 10th grade, I got bullied a lot. Damn near almost every single day. Okay, and I can remember. We'll do letters. A guy, K. Let's say his name was K. He lived like almost in my neighborhood. He was the typical hood guy, dreads, smoking, doing all the shit that thought that was cool back then, all that stuff, selling weed. And he was taller than me. I was like, I'm 5'9", so he was taller than me. And I don't know what it was. He just always picked on me for some reason. I have no idea why. And one day, what was so embarrassing one day, bro, is he'll pick on me so much. I'll be like, I'm trying to avoid this guy. I don't want to see this guy at all. Even though we rode the same bus, I'm like, bruh, this shit's crazy. Like, I'm trying to avoid him. At the time, I didn't think that, okay, fight back. Like, of course you learn that, but when you're actually in it, you don't understand. You don't know. So I'm like, bro, I'm not trying to deal with this shit. I'm trying to chill. I'm trying to literally try to focus on what I gotta do and lock in. That's it. This is me 9th grade, 10th grade. So this is going through my mind. I don't know what to think back then. Now I would have different mindset, obviously. But back then, I was so scared. I didn't know. I was like, okay, damn, I gotta go through this shit again. And then one day in particular, I can remember this day specifically because I came. It was like we had the same first period class. And after first period class, we got into a big argument. Because he would always pick on me, and one day he had this book, and like he was trying to put the book back, but the book is like he hit that shit in my head and tried to put that shit back. And then this is when I maxed on him in class. I was like, bro, what the hell you doing, bro? Like, come on. I'm like, you maxing? Are you doing too much? This is me. I have my head down, chilling, relaxing, and he still messes with me, And what happens next is we go to the hallway, and I'm going to my next class, my next period, and what he does is he literally grabs me by the shirt, pulls me in, and said, if we was outside, I'll do it to you right now. I did this, like, get off me. I did this, like, I'm like, get off me, bro. Like, and we like, thinking back to it, I should have fought right then and there. But at the same time, I'm a guy, I really didn't want any problems. I was very timid, I didn't want no problems. He did that shit around everybody in the hallway. Imagine like a high school hallway. Everybody's going to the next class. You know how it goes. Everybody going to the next class. I got my little polo on, my baggy ass polo on. So it's like I'm cooked. I'm still cooked. So that's happening, right? And then everybody pauses, they watch, and they see what I'm gonna do. And all I do is I say, bro, get off it, bro. I just stand right there. I walk in and just walk to my shit, And I was like, damn, what the hell, bro? This is crazy. I was thinking like, bro, this is crazy. And then one of my quote unquote friends, well, he's cool. I haven't seen him in a while, but one of my friends at the time, he was like a 6'8" guy. He's a big guy. And he was like, Randy, I seen what happened to you in the hallway, bro. He said, don't let nobody do that to you again. Don't let nobody grab you up like that again. And those words stuck with me too when he said that. He said, don't let nobody grab you up like that again. You're a man. You got to really stand up for yourself. And I've heard this over and over again. I heard this. My dad taught me the same shit. He taught me. He knew. I mean, I knew all this shit, but at the same time, I couldn't pull the trigger. think about this. People can tell you exactly what to do, but if you're not in that position, you don't know how you react. So I'm thinking, oh yeah, if somebody bully me, I'm a fight them. I'm a really get to it. But once you get in that position, you don't know. And back then, I didn't. I froze up. I didn't take action. I was scared. I was scared. So I can remember that vividly, bro. His breath hot as shit in my face, close, like close, face to face, close, pulling me in, said, "Who's outside? I'll do it to you." So I'm like, bro, get off me. And I was embarrassed, bro, because all the girls seen it, everybody in my class seen it, friends seen it, everybody seen it, teachers seen it, nobody did nothing. So I was like, damn. I was just like, this is crazy, bro. This is crazy. And that's my first bully. My second bully, a guy named, his name started with an M. And this is the one that made me kind of go crazy, because this was crazy. And it was a guy, he's probably like 6'3" at the time. There's always the guys who I'm talking to, the girls. Their girls always like me for some reason. I remember this, because the guy with the M, if you guys remember my high school crush, the first girl, she started talking to him now, and I'm chilling. I'm not trying to press it. I'm relaxing, chilling, and he starts picking on me. Maybe they start talking about me. Maybe they start talking and say, "Oh, he's weird," so that. But I don't know what happened. But he started messing with me. He started picking on me. And then it got to a point one time we was in music class. And in music class, it was like a little bullshit class. Everybody's bullshitting, nodding off, whatever. We was in music class, and one day he made a bet with somebody in the class. He said, yo, bet 20 I slap this nigga right now. He was talking about me. I heard him, I overheard him, but back then I'm chilling. This is 10th grade year. I'm playing baseball now. I'm doing good. I'm starting. So I'm not trying to do nothing. I'm trying to chill. This is me focusing on college. I'm like, okay. If I can lock in on baseball, get to college, I'm good. In 10th grade year, that's all I'm thinking. So when he said that, I'm like, what? I'm like, what are you talking about? I in my head, I'm like, this nigga going to try something crazy. And then, lo and behold, bro, soon as 5 minutes later go by, he like he going to the trash can, throwing something away. Soon as he did that shit, nigga smacked me. Boom. I was like, what the fuck? But at that time, I really didn't know how to fight that well, so I got up, I rushed him, put him against the piano. He pulled me back. Then out of nowhere, the security guard tackled me. Boom, tackled me. I didn't start shit. The security guard, he's probably like, at the time, like 220, just tackled me. I'm like, boom, I'm like, what the hell? I'm like, bro, I didn't do nothing. I'm trying to defend myself, and the security guard tackled me. And this nigga still like up and shit. I'm like, bro, what the hell's going on? I got dragged out. Everybody in the class looking at me, slicing it. Everybody in the bus slicing it, doing shit. My mom had to pick me up. Had to talk to my parents. I was like, this shit's crazy. I was like, this is insane. I didn't say I was getting picked up. I just said, this is insane. We got into a little fight. I don't know what happened. This is wild. And then they just told me to stay focused. I didn't say I was getting bullied or anything. I just said, all I told my parents was, we just got into an argument, and it got heated, and that was it. I didn't want to say exactly what was going on, so I wanted to handle it myself. I thought about it a lot, boy. I thought about getting a gun. I thought about getting a knife. I thought about doing a lot of sneaky stuff. Even years later, I still think about payback and revenge and how I'm going to enact my revenge on this person. I always think about that, to be real with you guys, But the next day, as you can imagine, everybody knows about this shit, I don't think there was no video of it. I'm not sure, but everybody knows about it. Everybody's talking about, oh, he got smacked. He got beat. So I had to live with that for a month or so, about a month. That was like the 10th grade year, pretty much. That's been going on, and that was embarrassing. That was embarrassing, bro. Somebody's smacking you, and you having to get up and try to fight them, and you still getting tackled by somebody else. It was crazy, it was crazy. So that literally happened. So like I said, the first 2 years, bro, it was a testament of how much can I fucking handle. And this is the part, it gets crazy. How much can I handle? How far could I take it? Trauma stayed with me. For a few years. You see this shit? This is what happened this morning. Yeah, kind of. But the trauma stayed with me for a few years, bro. After that, arguments at home with my mom specifically, not being on the same page, things happening. This is old stuff. We're good now. Everything's good now. But during those 10th grade years, my youngest brother, he was being born, so a lot of things were happening inside my household. I had a lot of stuff dealing with school, personal life. So it was like those first 2 years, like how much could I really take? Could I make it through this? You know? I said everybody see me as weak, right? For real. You know? And that brings me to worthlessness. Worthlessness. The darkest point in my life right here. Alright? So number 4. Worthlessness. Alright? Thought about ending it all. Like I said, arguments with my parents, thinking about really getting my get back on people, killing, harming people, harming myself. It never really ended. It just got deeper and darker. I just went down a darker path. And this is still those 2-3 year time span. Alright? Literally, high school, the first 2 years of high school nearly broke me. Nearly. But I came through. But before I came through, I went through a cycle of isolation. Playing video games at a young age. Not wanting to hang out. Stay in my room. Yeah, sorry guys. This is what happened this morning. But yeah. Didn't know my worth. Didn't have any worth back then, bro. I didn't have any worth. I was looking for other people for my worth. That's the problem. Okay? Got bullied for being a virgin in high school when that should be normal. You shouldn't be having sex that young yet. Crazy. So I got picked on for a lot of dumb stuff. Looking back on, I'm like, I got picked on for that. Wow, I got picked on for defending myself or being a virgin or trying to treat people nice. Okay, wow. And that's where being a nice guy, it didn't click yet, but that's when being a nice guy kind of got in my head. And it took me years and years and years to figure that shit out. But worthlessness. My mom said, if I don't get it together, I'm going to go down my own path. And this was 10th grade year. So I had to get it together for my mom, for my dad, for my family, my brothers. I was the oldest. I'm going through a lot, but still had to get it together. Not for them though, for myself. Help yourself, then help your family. You have to put the air mask on first. Like when you're in the plane, you gotta put the air oxygen mask on first, then you can save everybody else. All right. So my mom was telling me you have to lock in and you have to save yourself. That same thing that was telling me in the morning. You have to save yourself. Nobody's here to save you. Nobody's here to save you. My mom and dad wanted me to defend myself, wanted me to really, really lock in and figure this thing out. And they was there. They was helping me. They was helping me every step along the way. Okay. So fast forward to worthlessness. The reason that it became a deeper problem because after high school it got even worse. Were even chasing women in college, and I can remember this one story where I think this girl, she went to Howard University. She was like 19 years old. I was 20, and at the time, I thought she was pretty cute. At the time, I think now she's I don't know. I don't. Let's talk about that. But back then, she was 19. She looked good. So she had glasses on. She was thick, brown skin. She looked very, very good. My type. And we went on the first date, and it was a restaurant date. Terrible. I know. I paid for everything. I know. And back then, I drove like a 1999 Chevrolet, like truck. So imagine me pulling up to Red Robin in the truck. She got a little dress on. She looking nice. She drove a pretty nice car back then. I was like a Kia back then, a Kia. And we met outside. She gave me a hug. I was like, damn, okay, she thick, nice. Okay, went to Red Robin, did all this, did all that. It was cool. Second date, movies. You see where the story's going wrong. The second date's the movies. And guess what happened? I picked her up from school, and we don't go straight to the movies. We go to her parents' house. This is the first time I'm actually meeting her parents. I don't even know if she likes me yet. I like her, but I don't know if she likes me yet, and I'm going to see her parents. So I'm like, okay, she must like me, right? I meet her dad, really awkward. It's the first time I met somebody's parents. Well, second time. Still awkward, because I'm like, this guy, I'm meeting your daughter from the second time ever. I'm going to your house, and that's crazy. It was cool vibes, but I can still feel, say, yeah, a little icky. I'm like, I don't feel welcomed. I don't feel welcome here. I feel like this is weird. So yeah, that happened. We went to the movies. We seen that one movie when Denzel Washington was a pilot. We seen that movie. Came out a long time ago. We sat in the front row. I can still remember like the movies like this. I'm like looking like this. The movies like my eye. I can't even see it. I'm so close. And at the same time, I'm like, okay, I want to make a move. Like I want to show her I like her. So I'm like, okay, I want to make a move. So I'm thinking about all the moves I'm going to make in the movie. Should I put my hand on her lap? Should I try to hug her, get close to her? I don't know what to do. So much so, I just sat there, no conversation. I couldn't do shit. I was like, I don't know what to do. I'm just gonna watch the movie. That happened. Went to my car, about to drop her off. Hey, you got tips from Wendy's? I'm like, no. But you want some Wendy's? Okay. So I took her to get some Wendy's. Like, you see where the story's going crazy. Got her some Wendy's and dropped her off home. That second date. Third date. The most weirdest date I've ever had to this date. She invited me over for a movie night. But not to her college dorm. She invited me over to her parents' house. I think it was the summertime, so this is probably why I was at her parents' house so much. Or she was home, I guess. I don't know. And I felt so awkward because when I pulled up, I had like pizza. And then like the whole family was like in the living room. So imagine me walking in with a pizza. Like I'm ringing the doorbell. I'm walking in with a pizza. Her dad opens up the door. I'm like, hey, what's up, Mr. Let's call him Mr. Johnson. What's up? Hey, how you doing, Mr. Johnson? Is T here? Oh, well, I said something like that. Is T here? Oh yeah, she might be over for pizza. Oh yeah, she didn't tell me that. She didn't tell her dad I was coming over. So you can see how the story gets worse and worse and worse. So I'm walking in. Her two sisters are there. Her mom and dad's in the kitchen. She's sitting with her sisters. I'm like, well, this is crazy. This is insane. You know. And then I sat down, ate some pizza, talked with the family a little bit. I just felt like they was prepping me with questions like, so where do you go to school? What do you do? What are you gonna do after school? You know, how'd you meet my daughter? I'm like, bro, this is crazy. Fast forward, watch the movie. The whole night was awkward because the whole family stayed in the room, so I really didn't have no one-on-one time with her. I really wasn't able to escalate at all. So you can see I'm learning lessons along the way to the point where we get to the car, night's over. She, walks to my car as she, I'm thinking she's gonna give me a hug and kiss goodnight. I'm thinking we might go inside the car. I'm thinking I might get a kiss. We go to the car, my car as I'm about to go. She give me a hug. She says, Randy, you're a nice guy, but I don't think it's gonna work out. I'm like, huh? I said everything was going well. What happened? She said, I think we're just better off as friends. I was like, damn. I was like, whoa, okay. I was like, whoa, what? And I was like, what? She's like, yeah. She gave me a hug and she left. During that time, Little Uzi Vert. I used to listen to a lot of Uzi Vert. That one song, from the Perfect Love tape. Oh, from Uzi vs. the World. You was right. I played that song like 100 times. I used to play that song 100 times. Money Longer. Erasure Social. I played those songs for the whole summer. For that whole summer. I was so heartbroken. I went home, laid in my bed, text her. Are you serious? So I don't get to see you again. We can't talk no more. I was texting her all night. I didn't go to sleep. I was so distraught. I was like, how could this girl not like me? What did I do wrong? What happened? I was so lost. All because I didn't know my worth. I did not know my worth. Worthlessness. And all this stuff goes through from high school on. You see how it goes from like age of 14 to 20, me still figuring this shit out 7 years in. Crazy, right? Crazy. Still letting people go over me. Still letting people, you know, still looking for my worth in other people. Okay? All that money, time, and energy spent gone. That was like a month of dating. That's my first real like, damn, this is crazy out here. Women are ruthless. This is before the red pill or like woman nature. I didn't know any of that back then. I was still 3 years away from like my awakening moment. So I'm very very deep in the blue pill. Still, okay. Worthlessness is directionless. I had no control over my life. I was just drifting and trying to figure out who I'm trying to figure out. Okay, who can I impress? This is all my, who can I impress? I hope they will like me. I hope she will like me. I hope this person will like me. I hope they won't see me as a nerd. I lived with that for like 7 years. Literally 7 years. Literally. Okay. So now let's go through the transformation. Okay. So what's happening? Okay. There's two types of transformations. There's the external and internal, right? So let's talk about the physical transformation, the internal. Okay, so this is the feelings. Okay, so let's talk about the transformation. So we got okay. So we got external, the physical transformation. Okay. Remember, this spur of the moment. When after this, how did I start getting in shape? All right, what led me to start getting in shape? What led me to have a physical transformation? All right. After all this happened, I seen another girl who I was talking to and interested in, and she was even badder than the first one. She was badder. Like she was from if you guys know Baltimore, she was from Baltimore, so she was from the hood. But she was like fine. She was bad. She was like one of those bad hood chicks, like bad. So I was like, damn, okay, this is my new. Ooh, I'm about to get back. And we worked together. So we worked in the same store. I worked in Safeway, so I worked in the grocery store. She worked with me. So I was like, well, this is the baddest thing I've seen in ever. You know. So we started dating. We started dating, hanging out. Doing things here and there. And one day specifically, when I started to get in the gym a little bit, started working out here or there. She wanted to work out here or there, so she wanted to kind of follow my lead, which is good. But back then, I didn't know any of this, so I'm like, oh, okay, I'm blue pill. And one day, we went to the gym, and she wanted to see how much she weighed, right? She wanted to see how much she weighed. And by this time, she only weighed 132 pounds. She was strapped. Literally, fine. She only weighed 132 pounds. And she wanted to lose more weight. I don't know why, but she had a crazy body. And when I stepped on the scale, I weighed 115 pounds. So she weighed 20 more pounds than me, and like she's like tiny. She's in perfect shape. And she weighed 20 more pounds than me. And she looked at me with this look. I'm like, oh, I'm fucked. I'm like, damn, I feel embarrassed. Back to this embarrassment feeling again. I felt embarrassed and self-conscious again. So I'm like, damn, I gotta get in the gym. This is crazy. This is bad. And obviously, I didn't just go to the gym again the next day and just get bigger. No, some things happened, and I lost her. Let's be honest. I lost her. She broke up with me months later. I don't know. Hope she's doing well. But that moment right there showed me I need to have a physical presence. So that was the first thing that clicked in my head. I must get in shape. I gotta get in better shape, bro. Because if my girlfriend at the time looked at me like, this nigga, you don't have no masculinity, no aura, nothing, I gotta get in shape. I gotta get in better shape. Because she did not desire me. She didn't want to hunch on me. I probably only had sex with her like twice. And we've been together for like 4 or 5 months. I only had sex twice. That means something. Okay? So that look destroyed me. I was like, all right, bro, I gotta get in shape. This is crazy. So that propelled me to start working out 2 times a day. I literally was working out in the morning before my college classes, and then after like 7, 8 o'clock at night at Planet Fitness. I would go to the gym, the school gym first, and then the Planet Fitness gym. Every fucking day for months, I was not letting up. I was like, nah, we gotta get in. We gotta lock in. We gotta get in. And then from that, I started learning about nutrition. I started learning about protein. I still had no idea what I was doing. I was at least looking at things that had you know looking at stuff, looking at guys who were like in better shape, bigger, better. I was okay. How do I get to that level? How do I study that? So that's when I started looking at fitness and protein and doing that. So once that happened, I never looked back, but I didn't prepare yet. I started to dabble in fitness and dabble in getting stronger, getting bigger, but I didn't take that full leap of faith yet. Okay, at all. Okay, it's funny because like I said, though this past experience brought me to this weekend when I was in the Amish market with my girlfriend currently, and we was literally in the store, and she was like, "You the best looking man in here." Like I knew in my head, I was like in my head, I was like, I'm walking around, it's like hundreds of people in here. I'm like, I'm the best looking person in here, and obviously this is like, it's like the known population of people. So I'm like, okay, this is not a big deal. I'm sure I should be, but it didn't click to me to this weekend where I'm like, bro, I really stand out. 5 years ago, 6 years ago, I would have never stood out in any place I went. Now I do. Now I can walk somewhere and be like, okay, I look the part. Even at 5'9", women are looking at me, men are looking at me, men are their hair like that, dapping me up, asking me questions. This is what's happening now. Six years ago, I would have never really had that in my head. 12% body fat, broad shoulders, abs, all the stuff I got now led me to the pain point of me being in high school, getting bullied, getting slapped in my fucking face. I knew I had to get stronger. Me getting cooked, women breaking up with me, women cheating on me. All that shit brought me pain. And all that pain I put into my physique, which is what you see now. This is how we're able to build that muscle. And we'll talk about the mindset later. But this is how I was able to build that external physique, the external action, external of me taking care of my body, taking care of my face, my skincare, drinking water, taking care of how I dress. I used to dress like a loser. Baggy pants, high waters, dirty shoes. I didn't know how to take care of myself. Now I do. Okay? Now I do. Okay. So let's talk about the internal shift. So this is going to be another dark story. All right? Let's talk about the internal shift, the mindset shift. Okay? This is going to be a mindset shift. Okay, this is a mindset shift. So this is like literally the breaking point. Okay, it's literally the breaking point. Pause. What's up, bro? They good. So eternal mindset shift. Okay, so this is literally the breaking point. Okay, 2023. This is 2 years ago. This is my actual breaking point as far as my mindset. Like, do you guys see this? 2023. I was what, 27 years old. So from 14 to 27, you can see how I still didn't have my breakthrough yet. It's 13 years of just figuring this shit out. 13 years. 2 years ago, I had my breakout point, my breakout moment. Okay, so 2023, I'm already in good shape. I'm already, working out consistently. I'm in the gym. I'm not in the best shape of my life, but I have an identity of a guy who works out. I was a personal trainer already. I worked at LA Fitness already. That happened. That came and went. I started my online business, so I got an online business, and I have my in-person clients in person, trading them privately. So this is what's happening 2022 to 2023, right? So I'm full on I full on have the identity of somebody who's a personal trainer now, okay? But I was in great shape, but I was mentally weak. All right. During this time, I dated a girl from late 2020 to 2022. All right, that was the time last 2 years. I dated a girl. This is the same girl we're gonna talk about in the story. I dated a girl, and we're not gonna say her letters because this story is crazy. I dated a girl, and the first red flag I seen, and this is me being red pill away already. I was red pill away in 2020. All right. So one thing happened where she gave me the passwords to a social media one day. We were talking about it, and I asked her a question. Hey, would you ever give your passwords to your significant other? She was like, yeah, I'll do it. I mean, it doesn't matter. I'll do it. And okay, I said, oh, cool. I mean, that's something I want. So yeah, I mean, we can just do that and be cool. And she's okay. So she gave me the passwords to social media. And then when I seen her Instagram DMs, there was a guy in there. And this is us dating together pretty much already for like 6 months. And I seen the guy in there. I'm like, who is this guy? Are you texting this nigga a lot? You know how Instagram, the DMs, you got the little themes in the background. You can do like the background themes, change the hearts or whatever. That shit was changed to like some weird. I'm like, why is this shit blue? Why is this shit special? Like, why is this nigga so special? What the fuck is it? I was like, what the fuck is this nigga? Like what my theme ain't changed. What is this going? What's going on? So I'm like, okay, who's this guy? Oh, this is my friend. That's just my friend. That's what she said. That's just my friend. So I'm like, oh, okay. I don't allow my girlfriend to have friends. Well, she said, oh well, it's no big deal. I mean, it's nothing. So I'm like, yeah, you gotta end this. Unfollow him. Do this. Unfollow. Let him go. Back then, I was like, yeah, you gotta block him, bro. This is crazy. And for short, real quick, never say that to a woman now. I know my lesson now, so let them do what they want to do. But back then, I was like, yeah, you gotta block this guy. You gotta block his ass. He's done. So I thought everything was cool. Okay, she blocked him. No, come on now. You can see where this story is going, right? So I'm thinking she blocked him. Everything's good. We doing good, doing strong. I'm taking her out for Valentine's Day, taking her out on her birthday. Christmas doing good. Everything's going well. You know, until one day we in the crib, and then I come home. No, it's not what you think. But I come home because when I was at the gym, I was working, and I still had access to her Facebook, and a notification popped up because when I logged into my Facebook, two accounts popped up, and her account popped up, and I got a notification that wasn't mine. And I was like, okay, who is this person? What is this? I don't know this person. So when I clicked on it, it was her account. And her account is the same guy I told her to block 8 months ago. And when I looked at her Facebook messages, all I could see is, yeah, I miss you writing it. I miss when you inside me, this and that. She's sending like locations of like paintballing and shit, bowling. I'm like, this is crazy. I'm like, this is crazy. Crazy. And remember, I'm already red pill aware, so I should know better, right? This is what I'm saying. Even though you know what to do, taking action and standing on your word. This is like the most important thing you guys got to know. You got to take action. You got to implement the knowledge you know. So I knew this was bad, but I still said, let me figure this shit out. So I got home that night. I brought it to her attention in a smooth way. I said, yeah, while we was having sex, I'm so crazy that while we were having sex, I literally was talking to her like, yeah, you want to text other niggas, right? You want to text other dudes, right? I'm sorry I'm saying that, but you want to text other dudes, right? And she started crying. Like started crying, while we was having sex, and it was like crazy. Now I'm being vulnerable with you guys. So she started crying. I stopped. I said, you know what I'm talking about. She said, what are you talking about? I said, you know what I'm talking about. And I show her message on the phone. So when she seen it, she started gaslighting. Oh, why are you going through our phone? Why are you going through our messages? This and that happening. This and that happening. Craziness, right? Craziness. Once that happened, we kept talking for a little bit. I forgave her. So we kept talking for a little bit, on and off, on and off, on and off, on and off for a year now, 2 years now. Not 2 years, but a year, it wasn't the same. It was on and off. It was weird. It was weird. until one day we had a big ass argument, and then she just took the weekend and not talked to me at all. She took the weekend and said, we're not gonna talk to each other. So we broke up. We broke up. We got back together, started talking a little bit. Like we broke up, but didn't get back together. You know that gray area, which you guys should never be in the gray area because it's dangerous. I'll show you guys why. Because when you're talking to somebody in the gray area, anything can happen. So we were just talking, still having sex, still doing things, but not together. And then March 8th, 2023 hits. March 8th, 2023. This is when my mindset changed forever. I got a text on my phone. This is us still talking because during Christmas, well, we broke up like August 2022. They got back together around like January, Christmas time. We started talking again. Not together, but talking again, having sex again. So that happened. And she texted me, March 8th, 2023. I'm pregnant. Huh? March 8th, 2023. You're pregnant. I look at my phone. It was like 9 a.m. I'm making breakfast, about to go train my clients for my morning shift at the gym. I'm like, wait, what? I said, what do you mean? She said, I'm pregnant. We can't talk anymore. So I'm like, okay. No, I'm sorry. There was 2 days. The first day she said she's pregnant, I didn't answer that shit at all. I looked at it. I was like, what? I didn't respond to it in my head. I said, whoa, what the hell? So I let the whole day go by. I'm thinking like, what the hell's going on? How is she pregnant? I'm counting my hand. I'm doing a little Google shit. What's 9 months from May? What's 9 months from March 8th, 2023? What's 9 months? That's like June, May, June. I'm like, okay. And this is what diabolical because my birthday is in June. My birthday is June the 5th. So I'm like, okay, this is diabolical. Let me see. So I'm typing shit in. I'm doing shit. I'm doing the math. 2022, what was I doing that day? I'm doing the whole math that guys do. So I'm like, there's no way. I would never come inside of a girl like that. And mind you, this girl I was with at the time, she wasn't on my level. Mentally, I thought she was, but she didn't work out. She didn't have any goals. She was still figuring shit out. This is me full of my fitness form. But this is one thing that goes back to my internal mindset shift. I didn't have my mindset right. I was fucked. Okay? But day 2, I texted her. I said, what are you talking about? She says, oh, we can't talk anymore. So I'm like, whoa. So it's not mine. I knew it wasn't mine, but thank you for confirming it. What happens next? I put 2 and 2 together. I look at her stories. She got a little doctor, the hospital flick, taking the picture in the hospital. I'm like, this is crazy. This is why I'm like, I'm unfazed by so much shit now. I'm like, this shit's crazy. You're going to play like I just had sex with you 2 days ago. And you in the hospital pregnant. This is crazy. And yes, I slept with a woman who was pregnant. Accidentally. Against my will. Against my will. So I'm scarred. I have traumatized. Just joking. But I'm like, this shit is so crazy. Women are so terrible. It's so nasty. I threw up that whole day, bro, thinking about it. I'm so nasty, so nasty. But guess who it was? Guess who gave her that kid? Her ex. Oh my gosh. I'm like, what's going on? This is crazy. I knew it, but I was like, this is crazy. So the same person I was trying to avoid you to been with, you've been with, and you found your way with them anyway. So this shit cooked my mindset. I was done for like a month. I was like, bro, this is crazy. Life is over. What the fuck am I gonna do? Oh my God, what the fuck? I'm single again. I didn't talk to women for like 2 months, 2 or 3 months. I didn't go on dates, didn't talk to no women at all. I was stuck. I was like, bro, this shit's crazy. This is crazy. Like, I was cooked. Because she went back with an ex after we broke up, had a baby, and came back to me. Well, had a baby in the stomach, and then came back to me. And I'm like, oh, I'm so cooked. So that moment right there turned me into a fucking beast and a savage. I don't give a fuck no more. Why? Because all these experiences, not from just that one, but from 14 years old to 27. And once that day hit, March 8th, 2023, my mindset changed. I stopped saving. I stopped giving chances. I stopped being nice. I started to really, truly put myself first. I'm the number one priority in my life. Obviously, God's first. God's first. But rarely, you have to put yourself second after God. Okay? I took some time away. I didn't date. I dug deep into my traumas. This is why I started journaling. This is why I came up with my 555 method. Because I started journaling. I started waking up early. I started working in my online business harder. Everything I did, I went harder, harder, harder. I started getting in shape, deeper. This is when I got in the best shape of my life. Literally, this time is when I got the best shape of my life. I doubled down on fitness, doubled down on training, doubled down on nutrition. I doubled down on any fucking thing I could that was self-improvement based. I doubled down on that shit. I started posting more YouTube videos. I started locking in on Instagram, Facebook. I was doing everything to get this shit back. Okay? So I'm 26, 27. I'm single again. My business was failing at the time. Credit's fucked. Everything was destroyed. I thought about running away, living in my car. I was depressed. I was like, yeah, let me just, I want to get away from here, bro. I had to break a lease. I had to pay. Everything was fucked. So I'm like, fuck, this is crazy. You know? So like I said, imagine those 13 years, all that pain, all that misery, all that self-doubt, being bullied, being, beaten up, having to fight, getting jumped, women breaking up with me, women cheating on me, women having a baby on me. Think about all people kill themselves for less, People commit suicide for way less. So what makes me different? I'm not. That's the point. I'm not any different than you. I just put that energy back into my internal state. Okay? So, like I said, I stopped giving a fuck and now I'm living on my terms. From that day forward, I started living on my terms. Okay? Once March 8th hit, 2023, my life changed. Okay? I started taking myself a lot more serious. I started putting myself first a lot more. But like I said, from 14 to 27, had to go through so much shit. Had to go through so much shit that brought me here today. Okay? Because nothing anymore can shake me. I'm unshakable at this point. Because I have a purpose. I've been through the ups, the downs, the round and rounds. I got the carpet pulled under me like 4 or 5 times. People giving, people taking. I've been through it all. People pulling a gun out on me. I have so many stories for you guys. I've been through it all. So, what is my purpose here today? I mean, my purpose is to help guys out who have had these same feelings, who went through similar situations, who, may feel like they're one of these 4 things here, have these same feelings. And you are just looking for a way out, but you don't know which way to go. Do you put more time into yourself? Do you give it to your girlfriend? Do you give it to your family? Do you give it to your friends? Like, where do you go? Okay? Men with no direction after high school or college, bro, or even guys who are older, who are just living a monotonous life, there's more for you. Like me, there was more for me. But guess what? I didn't apply myself. I didn't wake up until it was time to wake up. Remember, it took me 13 years to really, truly wake up. 13 years of just living, coasting, trying to figure this shit out. 13, 14 years of that shit. Also, men who have dreams, men who believe they are not enough, men who believe they just need that one transformation, that one change. I'm making these videos for you. Guys who believe they can actually change, but guys on YouTube put all this shit behind a paywall. Oh, you gotta pay for this, pay for that. I want to give you guys the jewels right here on this video today. Okay? Because God gave me chances to live. God told me to send my message out. God put me here for a message and a purpose. And if God meant for me not to be here, I wouldn't be here. So it's a reason I'm here right now in this same spot making these videos right here, right now. He wants me to do this every single day, so I will fulfill my purpose. Right? From helping you become better men, helping you level up your mindset internally and externally. Okay? So let's go through the solution. Like I promised at the top of the video, I'm going to go through my 5-step solution for you guys to level up your lifestyle. All right? Get in the best shape of your life and develop an unbreakable mindset. Let's dive in it. Number 1, hope you guys can see that, It's training, okay? Training. You guys need to train your bodies and minds every single day, okay? You got to be in the gym at least 6 days a week, no matter what. All right? I want you guys to be doing a hybrid power building split, okay? Strength training, building muscle, and training like an athlete, okay? It's non-negotiable. Non-negotiable, okay? Number 2, nutrition, okay? If you're skinny, calorie surplus. If you want to lose weight, calorie deficit. It's that simple, okay? You need to start tracking everything. Calories, protein, carbs, and fats in the very beginning. Once you get more advanced, you can just track protein and calories. Cool. But in the beginning, you want to track every single thing, okay? You want to have structured meals, okay? This means every single week, eat the same foods every single day. Then once a week, you can change your food. So every Sunday, Saturday, whatever time you go to the store, when you go to the store, you can get different foods and change it up week by week by week, okay? You want to have that structure every single week, okay? That's the key. Same foods every day. Mindset, okay? This is where most people fail because most people don't have the mindset. Remember, it took me 14 years to develop the mindset and habits. 14 years. So I don't blame you if you don't have it. But it can be done faster if I knew these things. Okay? I was out of shape, unhappy. I was in shape and still unhappy. I was going to the gym and still believed I was still that guy from high school who couldn't get the girl he wanted or couldn't stand up for himself. I still believed that literally 2 years ago. 2 years ago was is so not long ago. Sorry, so not long ago. 2 years ago was like right there, and I was still this guy thinking I was the same guy as I was 14, 15 years old. So mindset comes from what you guys seen in this video, attacking your inner trauma, attacking your inner turmoil. As you can see, I damn near cried in this video. Like I cried this morning, I cried, doing this video. So this shit's deep. It's not just no play around bullshit, forget about it. No, you gotta dig deep into shit that's gonna make you cry. It's gonna give you turmoil. It's gonna remember the trauma and the shit you experienced in your childhood or your college years or even your adult years. Everybody has the experiences that come up in their lives that's gonna make them teary-eyed. No matter how masculine you are, you're gonna find something that's gonna cry. You're gonna get a little teary-eyed about. Okay, it's okay. It's okay. Let that shit out. It's gonna help you develop a better mindset because you're gonna understand who you are. Okay, that's key. Number 4 is habits. Habits. Waking up on time, bedtime on time, posting content consistently, something I do every single day, like you guys see. All right. Hitting my daily tasks, my 5-5-5 method, being consistent with it every fucking day. That's habits. Building good habits. Just like you can build good habits, you can build bad habits too. The goal is to build good habits. The goal is to build good habits so you don't have bad habits, so you don't let the bad habits ruin you. We all have bad habits, Procrastination is still one of my worst habits I have, But I still find a way to post a video every single day. I don't know how, but I do it. Because why? My systems, my habits, my dedication, That's why I do it. So remember, 5-step morning routine, 5 tasks, and 5 goals for the next 90 days. So I'm gonna do the 5-5-5 method. All right, this is what you guys want to focus on right here, habits. 5-5 method, all right? Last but not least, my ink is dying. Systems, okay? Systems. So how do you bring this all together as one? Remember, it took me 14 years to get this. Trial and error. I spent money on mentors. I had coaches. I've researched. I got my NASM CPT. I've done so much. I got my degree in behavioral psychology. I've done a lot, but at the same time, I've done nothing. I know nothing. I'm still learning. Okay? You still need a system to make all this stuff flow. You need a dedicated system because guess what? Your life is going to always evolve. Your life is going to always change. And what must stay the same? Your system. You still must have a system in place to help you master all 4 of these things. Okay? And ideally, you want your system to be personalized for you because your system is going to be different from Justin's system or David's system or Miles' system. Everybody's going to have different systems because everybody's lives are different. So you need to find something dedicated and personalized for you. All right, that's the key. All right, dedicated and personalized. The reason I post on YouTube every single day is because it's free. Everybody can learn from this. Everybody can take what they need to take from this and run with it. All right, and it's free. I'm not putting the shit behind a paywall like some coach or course seller. I'm giving you guys the sauce for free. I'm literally crying in front of this camera for free. I'm not asking for no money, nothing. You guys can have it all. All right. All I want to do is help one man today, just one. That's all I want to do is help one man today live up the lifestyle and be better than me. You know, be better than I was, all right, or be better than I am today. That's the goal. Okay, like I said, you want a step-by-step process. You want a solid, easy step-by-step process, something you can follow every single day. Okay, remember, it took me from 14 years old to 28 years old to figure this shit out. I'm 29 now. So that's about, my math is cooked, but I want to say 14 years, right? 14 years? Yeah, 14 years to figure this shit out. 14 years. So if you're 20, 25, 35, 45, all this shit is for you. This shit can work. Yeah? Because you might really think you're behind. You might think, oh, life is over. I got a family now. It's over. Or I'm stuck in my 9 to 5. It's over. Or I have no money, or I have too much money. Whatever spectrum you guys fall under, it's never over. You guys can still learn, implement, and take action today. Okay, so I want you guys to know that you still have time. Not much time, but you still have time. So it's important for you to take action now. You have to start taking action today. All right, because time is not gonna wait for you. Okay. Remember, with these 5 things, you will not lose. Okay, training, nutrition, mindset, habits, and system. You will not lose. Okay? You will not lose. Each day, you will be better than your previous self. Each day, you will learn something new about yourself. Each day, you will learn something, a better technique and habit you can implement inside your life. Okay? And if you stick with this for a whole entire year, so even 6 months, stick to it for 6 months, I'm telling you, you're going to pass up so many people. You're going to look back 6 months from now and be like, damn, I really changed my fucking life. All right, so that's the goal I want to give to you guys today, okay? Change your life, okay? Take it day by day and lock in. All right? Remember, I cried making this video. That's how much I cared. I'm leaving all that shit in. I might edit the dead parts out, but that crying, I'm leaving all that in. I cried scripting this video. I cried making this video. That's how much I care. I'm vulnerable, you know? Because I know my pain is going to help somebody else's out. My pain is going to help somebody reach their goals. So I'm not going to be selfish and just be crying in my room or just I'll hide from the feelings or try to not think about it. No, I want to think about this shit and give it to you guys so you guys can use this shit as fuel, you know, because guys out there who need this shit as well. Okay, like I said, I'm dropping videos every single day, all for free. So you guys will get videos just like this, okay? So if you like this video, definitely like it for sure, because it's going to show it to a lot of guys who need it. Share it video as well for guys who need it. And if you want personalized one-on-one coaching, if you want a more personalized system and structure, you can check that link down in my description where you can apply to work with me one-on-one, okay? If you're ready to go to that next level, okay? So I want to be able to get you to your results faster than it took me. It took me 14 years. It took me 14 years of struggle and trial and error. I went through it over and over again. 14 years, man. And you guys can do it in 6 months if you just take the bull by the horn and just lock in, you know? So hope you guys enjoyed this video. This was a good one. Let's get it. Let's go.